Hey there, and welcome back to Transaction Thursdays. So, multitasking might feel really productive, but as a TC or even as an agent, when you're managing your real estate transactions, it's actually hurting you more than you know. So, transaction coordination or just managing a transaction in general in the real estate industry requires accuracy. It requires meeting deadlines and attention to detail and organization. And what multitasking does is it actually increases error rates. It increases missed deadlines. It increases errors in contracts, and it creates major mental exhaustion. Okay. So when you multitask, your brain is constantly switching back and forth. So it's switching your focus all over the place, and it's going to lower your quality, increase your stress, and it takes about 23 to 28 minutes to refocus or to focus on a new task. So when you are constantly switching back and forth, you are not actually hyper focused on anything. Okay. So what successful TCs use is, or what I use and what I teach my students to use is time blocking, task batching, and single task focus. This is how I've been able to structure my day and how I teach other people, other TCs, how to structure their day, because this is ultimately how you will scale your business. This is how you will grow, how you will scale, how you'll be able to handle more transactions. I personally have handled 85 plus transactions at a single time while filling in for two other coworkers with full-time positions. So, um, I use this every single day. Okay. I use time blocking, I use task batching, and I focus on one task until it's done. So the way this looks is you have one task, one transaction, one focus at a time. I time block so that when I log on in the mornings, I have my emails that I check first. So when I log on, my focus is my email. I will open it up, I will go through, and I will task batch those emails. Now, what does that mean? So that means that I am first of all, I'm running through my emails. What's trash? Delete. Okay. Then I'm running through my emails. Okay, what is urgent? What's priority needs to be done yesterday? Batching that. Okay, that's task batching. And then your next priority, and then your next. Okay, so you have, let's say, an amendment that needs to be created right now because you have a closing at 3 o'clock this afternoon and it is 9 o'clock in the morning. That is priority. So that goes task number one right there. Okay, and then every other task follows that in order of priority. And then now during this time, I am in my email. That is it. I am not writing the amendment right now. Okay. I'm task batching right now. I'm seeing what needs to be done and what order it needs to be done in. I'm not answering agent phone calls. I'm not answering text messages. I'm not starting new orders. I'm not checking my Slack. I am not going back and forth between tabs. None of that. I am in my email until this task is done. Okay. So I am task batching my tasks for today in my email inbox. Now, once I have that finished, then I will go over and I have my list. So this is what needs to be done according to my email, right? Still not checking Slack, still not checking my voicemails, my text messages, nothing. Your notifications are turned off, everything else right now. So next you move over to your um whatever you have as your priority in your email inbox. Whatever your tasks are that needed to be done first, that need to be done now. Okay. You don't finish, I mean, you don't go on to the next thing until those tasks are done. Finish those tasks, then you move on to the next thing. So my next thing would be checking for new orders. See if I had any new orders come in overnight. If I did, guess what I'm doing? I am starting those new orders in order of which they came in. So starting with whatever came in the latest or whatever came in first. Um, so starting with the oldest to the newest, I am I'm starting that transaction. I'm working on the oldest transaction and I am not switching to Slack. I'm not answering agent phone calls. I'm not checking emails. I am not checking texts. I'm not doing anything else except for opening this new transaction until my tasks for this transaction that need to be completed today are complete. So that includes putting the transaction into my transaction management system, sending out all introductions, checking all documents, creating the file in my CRM, uploading all of the compliance documents, scheduling any inspections that need to be scheduled, anything like that. That's what I'm doing right now. Task batching and working on one focused task at a time for one transaction, that is the most effective way to work. And you will get so much done and have so much time left over that you're going to be like, I can't believe I ever stressed about this before. Because most TCs are firefighting all day long and they are going 1,000 different directions and toggling between 10 different tabs, and you're answering agent emails or agent phone calls, and you're answering emails, and you're in your Slack, and like, stop, just stop, slow down. Make yourself a schedule, okay? Time block for each thing. Put it on your calendar if you have to. Mark yourself as busy for 1 hour in the morning while you focus on your email. Mark yourself as busy for 30 minutes or 1 hour so you can open new transactions. Mark yourself busy for 30 minutes so you can return agent texts and phone calls and whatever Slack messages, okay? Time block. Stop multitasking. You are so mentally exhausted because your brain has 10,000 tabs open because that's how it's used to focusing when you're at work. You're jumping from thing to thing to thing and you have no focus. None. You're like chasing squirrels all day long. So just stop. So if multitasking feels exhausting to you, that's because it is, okay? It absolutely is. So I would love to invite you to subscribe for better systems and better workflows. If you need any resources or want to learn how to become a transaction coordinator, you can head over to my website. I'll drop the link in the description below. I also offer a done for you transaction management system where I personally go in and build the system for you that I use. And have used and have scaled and have been able to manage the 85 transactions while filling in for 2 full-time coworkers. I'll go in and build it for you and I hand it to you along with 30 days of support. And you can have a transaction management system that pretty much runs automatically by itself in less than a week. So if you're interested in that, that is on the website too. I'll link that description or link that in the description below. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and share it with somebody else who needs it. Who knows? Maybe, it'll help them too. I'll see you in the next video.